Well, hello, I'm Dennis, and in this journey, we're going to check out LiyaOS. Bring up their webpage here. This is their homepage, liyalinux.gitlab.io. Most people, if you're like me, you got right here and it said click on download, and you're going to click on that, and that's going to be the end of this. But it necessitates that you scroll all the way down and get to the installation instructions. And again, most people, I would think, that are this far into Linux are going to be able to say, well, I know how to install it. But what they don't tell you in the beginning is after the installation, you have to run fixpacrepo, which is going to repair the pacman repos. And to me, that should have been right up here, somewhere, right in the beginning. So anyway, this is their homepage where you can get a start, you get your download, which will come from SourceForge. And on SourceForge, you can get the Mate desktop right here, as well as the Cinnamon desktop, which we're using right now. We go here to the forum, which you get on by clicking right there. Right here, this was posted May of 2023. If you click on that, it's going to mention this problem even back then. And it says first thing to do is run fixpacrepo. And if you continue following these steps, you're going to move the mirror list basically, and then you're going to update the mirror list. Then the Arch Linux keyring and chaotic keyring. And I'm telling you, when I tried that, it just borked my system. I ended up having to reinstall it. Actually, I just deleted it because that was in a virtual box. I didn't have to do that. All I had to do was run the fixpacrepo, and we'll demonstrate that. I've got it set up in VirtualBox here, and we'll demonstrate that in a second. So here's your downloads. Now, if you want to install Virt Manager, here's the wiki on Virt Manager, the Arch wiki, and you'll need to make a choice here of QEMU or LXC, and whichever one of those you use, you'll have to enable that service. DistroWatch here, very interestingly to me, if you scroll down here to 68, you'll find LiyaLinux. That's just below Gentoo. It's above Arch. Ultimate Reborn. I mean, I'd never even heard of LiyaLinux until just a couple of weeks ago now. Here it lists Cinnamon Mate desktop. It says global, but it's clearly from India. And here's how you'll get to their homepage in their forum, one we just went over. And I read this N4SI DistroWatch review, and I'll go over a little bit of that in a second here. I'm going to just close these out for resource usage and bring up my notes here. So these are the links that I just pointed out. And right here is very important, run fixpacrepo in the terminal before you do anything after install. So let me go ahead and get this started. Hopefully I installed it and it's ready for the first boot, and I cloned that. That's what we're going to do this on. Well, it'll let me grab a hold to it there. Well, I should have to sign in. And I'm not sure what the resolution's going to end up on, or if it's even going to boot. There we go. One point, a pro to this is it does let you know that the volume works right off the bat. This is kind of annoying right here. It tells you about launching the emotes, emoji picker and such. Close that out, and then you have no real way of getting out of this until you actually pick one. So that's okay. So let's bring up the terminal in the virtual box here. And it says to run fixpacrepo, without even sudo rights. It did ask me for a password, so I guess that's with privileges. Now, at this point, if I brought up this terminal and I try to run an update, it's gonna ask me to replace this key, and it'll go on to, I don't know, countless keys. I finally just hit Control C and stopped it. So run this fixpacrepo first. Once it gets through, then you can do an update or install software or software. I closed that out, but it said that this step is usually not necessary, but I want to show you why I think it is necessary once it gets through here. Let's go over my notes while that's, move it over where I can see it. System won't update otherwise. It looks like we're getting through here. Yep, there we go. Oops, what the heck? All right, so Control L to clear that screen. Now I can run a sudo pacman -syy sync to databases, and you'll notice chaotic AR and Rihanna. Now let's do an update, and here's why I'm saying this step is not unnecessary, it's completely necessary. All right, so I'm going to select yes here to remove that key. Now look, download size 1643 megabytes. That's a lot of updates. And I just installed this. There should not be that many updates. I'm going to select no here because I don't want to sit through all that. So that's why I say it's completely necessary to do that. Let me cancel that. Well, I can get out of here. Let me get out. Close this off. Favor of saving resources. There's the audio again. There we go. Close the VirtualBox out. All right, so one thing I want to show you real quick here. When you bring up your terminal in a default, you've installed it. By default, when you open this up, you're going to get, this is not NeoFetch or ScreenFetch. I think it's kind of their own here. Let me find it. Oh, back here. Yeah, it's called ufetch Liya. So if I run that here in this terminal, you'll see the same readout as you see above there. So I don't like, and this is called, what is that called? Motivate. And it gives you these little sayings. So I don't like all that. So here's how to get rid of it. We're going to Control H to show us the hidden files. Go down here to ZSHRC, which is using the ZSH shell. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. This is quite an extensive file here. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and just what they call commenting those out. Save it. Close it back out. Control H to get rid of those. And now if I bring up another terminal, they're gone. So see what ScreenFetch reveals. We got Liya rolling, ZSH shell, GNOME desktop environment. This is, let's see here. Kind of confusing. Because this is clearly showing GNOME desktop. But here, if I run the current desktop, it's showing me Cinnamon. Let's see what NC shows. I've been, yes. For the system, we're on the Cinnamon desktop. Distro, Liya. We're using X11 with X-Wayland support and Pipewire underneath also. All right, let's see. Back to my notes. Make sure I covered all of this. I'm sure I'm leaving stuff out. If you do that refresh the mirror list, that thing I showed you on that one website, it's going to fail. Don't do that. So when you run across that in there while you're investigating, just pretend it don't exist. Just run that fixpacrepo, then do your update, and you're good. Flatpak is installed by default, and it does have an AUR helper called Paru. Here you can see I searched for a simple screen recorder. We can do that right now. And you can see that's Paru. UFetch is kind of like screen fetch, not near as detailed. I just showed you how to get rid of that if you don't like that in your terminal. This was one of those reviews. This came right off of the N4S1's review. Beyond being an Arch-based desktop distribution, Liya doesn't seem to be trying to fix a problem or fill a niche. The project doesn't seem to have found a specific goal yet, and it still needs some polish. I, being the reviewer, feel like it needs more time to mature before I'd recommend it over any other Arch-based desktop systems. So that's their opinion, and you would think that this fixed repo, that was back May 2023, this is almost the end of 2024, you would think that this is or would be fixed and worked out where it updates during the install. This is developed in India by a single developer, Syed Hisham, with plans to expand the team. Now, where that goes, I don't know, and how you feel about a single developer, I don't know. But I can tell you this, I know a lot of single developers based in Arch, using Arch as their base, that I wouldn't have any problem using their system, and if they never ever updated it again, it wouldn't matter because it is Arch Linux and it's a rolling release and it would stay updated without any problems. So that's my take on that. Let's see, I had written down some pros and cons. I had to uninstall TimeShift. Every time I would do an update, whether it was through the command line or through their software, add remove software program. Either way I tried to update, it would run across, it would automatically try to do a backup through TimeShift, even though I had went through TimeShift and I had went all the settings and had it where it shouldn't have done that, but it did, and it kept doing it. So with this smaller hard drive here, it's only 100, it's supposed to be 120 gig hard drive. So you can see where that would quickly fill up running TimeShift. It was just eating up too much disk space. The only way I found to get rid of it, like I said, I went through all the settings, but the only way I found to stop that was to actually uninstall TimeShift. Now, I did use ext4 during the install, so TimeShift works better, if I think, with Btrfs, and if I would have left it as default, who knows, the settings may have worked. TTF fonts are installed by default, so is Inkchi, Flatpak, and Hard Info 2. That's pretty nice. To have it installed by default. Now, when you first get it, there will be a theme set here. Yeah, that's it. You can just turn that off if it's something you don't particularly like. So it is a fairly light, close those notes out, I don't bring up a terminal. EF-TH. If I find SDA3. So I've used 68 gigs, and that's installing the system, doing all the updates, keeping it updated, and installing all the software that I normally would require. The only thing I haven't checked out is cups for printing. other than that, it seems to be running. I've had no crashes, no hang-ups. All the software seems to work just fine. I don't know what to say. I didn't have problems that I've seen other people have. I think it's at least worthy of a look and go from there. So that's going to do it for this video. Peace out. That's LiyaOS or Liya Linux based on Arch Linux. Peace out, guys. Bye.